Let's do this.
And we're back, people. Back
Oh
talking.
man, having
Yes.
technical difficulties tonight. I don't know what's going on.
I hope it's
Uh,
not because I decided to show up.
no, I
Nah,
don't think that's it at all, man.
we definitely gonna have
I
to do
think
this
it's
again,
just
Bone, because it is definitely gonna have to do this
yeah. Because of this, man, we're definitely gonna have you on again. It's crazy, man. I can't believe that I'm having such a
You know what?
problem with my
It
internet and
happens in
stuff.
these live shows, man. You know, we just roll with the punches and we just keep talking about games, and hopefully people will come back.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we were talking about the Atari box, and what do you guys think that $300 maybe a $300 price tag? They haven't really said if it's going to be an actual $300, but what do you guys think? Are you guys going to pick it up? Um,
No, I'm gonna
yeah,
take a
what
wait
do
and
you
see it.
guys?
I'm gonna take a wait and see approach and just see, you know, what type of games actually, play on it. You guys think it's gonna be like AAA style
You,
games? You
that's the funny thing. See, because when I heard about this, I had flashbacks of the Jaguar. Now, people are gonna laugh, but listen, it depends on which Jaguar we're talking about. If we're talking Kasumi Ninja Jaguar, then it's gonna be terrible. But if you're
right?
talking Aliens versus Predator Jaguar, now we're talking a little something something because AVP on the Atari Jaguar was awesome. Literally one of my favorite games. Like if I had to put a top 10 list, it would be in there. So I
Okay.
don't. I am three. Listen, I like new tech. I love buying new systems. I like cracking them open and getting that new car smell that you get when you crack the systems open. It's
Yeah.
just the question is, okay, it's $300. If it is, what does it do? What are we getting for $300? Are we getting a PlayStation 4 Pro type? Are we getting a vanilla PlayStation? Are we getting an Xbox One? You know, what are we getting? Is it all digital? Is it cartridge? There's a lot of questions. What does the control look like?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of
Yeah,
unknowns with it.
yeah. I mean, that's the thing. There's so many unknowns that it's like we don't know what's gonna come with this system. There because we haven't seen Atari do anything um, remotely like this for a long time. I mean, what was the last console? I think it was the Jaguar, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I mean, and look how well that did. And we just don't know, and to put it at a price tag that's like $300, that's going to be steep for a lot of people, especially since they already are dead set on either PlayStation or Xbox. So I mean, it's definitely going to be tough for them to kind of sell this console, I think.
It's definitely going to be a niche market that buys it, but it also depends. Again, I know that this is the era of put a game on everything, but exclusives sell systems. So what exclusives is it going to have that we can't currently get on either of the three game systems that we currently own: Switch, the PS4, or the Xbox One? That's the real question.
Right. And I doubt you're gonna have any exclusives on this thing. So I mean, what's gonna sell it multi-class, and then what multi-class is gonna play? That's the biggest question. Especially with that $300 price tag.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think if they go with a $300 price tag, I think they're gonna have to do the Nintendo approach. They're gonna have to, especially if they really trying to be serious about coming back into this console market. They need to take the Nintendo approach right now and just kind of be like, okay, we know that everybody gonna either have an Xbox or a PlayStation, and then you got your people with your Nintendos. So Nintendo is like a secondary console. A lot of people have an Xbox or a PlayStation. Their secondary console would nine times out of 10 be the Nintendo. So what they need to do is get into that market with a Nintendo for right now to be for people to say, well, I get that to be my secondary console. Like, so they need to do something different. They need to do something unique. They don't have to be the strongest and the most powerful because you have your Xbox and your PlayStation right now for that. They need to be able to be something different. They need to bring something new to the industry, something that haven't been seen before. And if they can't figure out something to bring to fill in that gap, well, there's nothing lying there. they're gonna be dead in the water. If they come out trying to bring out the AAA games, be big like the Xbox and the PlayStation, people are already accustomed to their console of choice. They gonna stay there. They gonna get killed like that. If they come just doing some nostalgic stuff, just bringing out the old games, people gonna play it for a little while and they try to and then put it to the side. If they try to do some Steam type thing, I mean, I don't think it's gonna get a lot of backlash because people don't want, so-called DRM.
Yep. Dude, that was well said, dude. That's literally perfect.
That's true.
Definitely.
What about you, Artemis?
For what?
I mean, you're gonna be playing some Destiny on your Atari bot or bot, whatever you call it.
That's the thing. I mean, all these games, if they're already, if I already have them on Xbox, man, I'm gonna be playing them on Xbox. I'm not gonna be playing them on the Atari box or whatever. It's just I can't really see this console selling, in the high numbers at all. I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, honestly, I hope I'm wrong because it would be nice to have like a fourth, fourth company in there, making consoles and games and stuff. But I think at the end of the day, this console's just not going to sell like they want it to.
Yeah, and I gotta get a Switch in my house, man. I'm not gonna spend it. Next $300 I'm gonna spend is gonna be on a Switch.
Dude, I gotta tell you. I mean, listen, like I said, I'm pro Nintendo. Yeah, they piss me off when they have this like supply and demand nonsense that they put their fans through. Yeah. But the Switch is a very unique piece of hardware that is worth the $300. The fact that you can literally take your full straight up, AAA game on the go and not even think twice, it's worth the money.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. I call myself waiting until next holiday, but I might wind up picking it up before then. Just because I figured there would be a plethora of games on that thing by the time next holiday comes around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
so
I feel the same way. I mean, I think the Switch is just, it's getting Wolfenstein New Colossus. I mean, you're gonna be able to take that on the road anywhere you go.
Third parties are starting to show up. NBA 2K.
I mean,
Yeah, and actually, it looks really, really good, man.
Yeah, I know. So, yeah, I'll be picking up that Switch. That's
so
I mean, I'm spending. I don't know, Atari box.
Exactly, because you're not gonna be able to take it anywhere. I mean, right. $300. What would you rather do? Spend $300 on something that's just gonna sit in your thing, or are you gonna have something that you can take anywhere and everywhere? Sure. I think I would go with the latter. But time will tell to see if the Atari box does anything special or anything good. But we're going to move on from that. We're going to talk about Xbox's new dashboard. It's coming, but not soon enough. Now, what do you guys think of this? Do you guys think this is probably going to be something more along the lines of the X when that comes out? They're going to kind of bring this out maybe day and date, or maybe a week.
So we're talking about the dashboard that most of the
preview gamers have. Yes,
they already have it, right?
Right.
Okay. I thought it was gonna be earlier than that, but I guess they are. They say no time soon, but soon is November 7th. So do you think it's gonna be on the X? I don't know.
I mean, I could have sworn Mike Ybarra said it was going to be ready to go, right before the launch of the Xbox One X, but I could be wrong about that. I mean, I would imagine, and this is my opinion, I think it would be pretty terrible if you're launching a new system with an old dashboard. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You're right.
I definitely agree with you on that. I think if they don't put this out there right now, or day and date, I think it's not gonna hurt them, but I think it'll definitely put a damper on what the Xbox X, what the X was kind of, what people were kind of hoping for, with the new dashboard and everything like that. But I mean, I honestly think they'll come out with it before the X, maybe a week or, maybe
get it rolling out maybe a week or two before, so any little bugs they might be able to fix.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
why I guess I was kind of confused because I thought this new dashboard was teased for the eggs, like a long time ago.
I
So
know there's going to be an update coming soon where you're going to be able to download the 4K assets
right,
for your games in advance on on your external hard drives, which that's going to be great because when the X comes out, all you have to do is pop the game in and you're going.
right.
Hey, y'all think the dashboard it might be getting pushed back because of all the black backlash it's been getting? Because be honest with me, y'all gotta admit that dashboard don't look futuristic. It looks beneath average. And
It don't look at. I'm gonna tell you the truth. It don't
I
look
like the
as
one we have
appealing.
now.
Yeah, I was about to say it don't look as appealing as what I have now. But I'm willing to try it. But if they want to keep this one, I'll stay with this one. So if they want to take a little more time, I'm cool with that because I like my dashboard the way it is now.
Right, me too. I like the way I mean, if they want to improve on the dashboard we have now and scrap that whole idea, it wouldn't hear no backlash from me. I read them scrap that new dashboard and keep the one we have and just improve on that one because I'm so accustomed to it and I like where everything gets. Like they did an actually good job. If
Yeah,
it ain't
yeah, I
broke,
like
don't
it.
fix it.
It's true. But they
Yep,
always bringing
definitely,
new
man.
stuff to it. So I guess that's just what they used to doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, every
I
month
roll
we
with
get
that.
we get something new or something like that. It's one of those things. It just kind of comes with that. But I think uh, it'll definitely come, soon. I don't know
All right.
when, but we'll see.
I mean, just think about like, see the one. Let's say the one we have now, and you know how the new feature they added, where you could you pretty much it's not a pen, but you can add like different layers onto your home screen when you're scrolling down. Just
Yeah.
imagine if
Hmm.
they just added that to what we have now, so you can go down from your home screen and just go down a level and say, okay, this the Quest podcast crew when we playing Destiny. Boom, I got my whole little crew right there. You know how you could just add how they did that. You know what I'm saying? That was
Yeah,
cool. But if they would have kept the dashboard like the way it was and just added that would have gave us a whole different experience where we didn't have to relearn everything. They could have been more efficient with it, and it wouldn't have to worry about working on so many bugs because you already got a foundation laid out.
that's true.
Right.
I mean, like I said, I love what they got. I think they could just tweak this with kind of like Triple Cup was saying, and they can move on. I mean, if you ask me. But
I think everything is easy enough to get to. The way
yeah,
it is right now. The
and it's
one thing I do
fast.
like about the new dashboard is the amount of pins. I like
Okay,
pinning the
yeah,
games. Now that you be able to pin 40, you could. I mean, that's a lot of stuff. But I,
really
I, I
is.
would I would use it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I would too. And like I said, I'm down to try new stuff, but I do like what I have.
Man, that should be an
Definitely,
achievement if
man.
you can get 40 pins.
I know.
I was just thinking in my head, like, man, how many I got? Like 16 maybe, and I think I'm maxed out. He said 40.
It's funny
Oh.
because 39 of the games for all of us wouldn't matter because all we're playing is Destiny 2.
That is true, man. Yeah.
Well, just make sure it's at the
That's
top pins.
Oh yeah.
hear me in the chat apparently.
They can't hear you.
Nope.
Okay.
Or they can't
So
hear you or they
just
can't
keep
hear
going,
all.
man. Just keep going. Just keep going with the list.
Hey. Next up on the docket. Let's see what we have here. Um, Fortnite Battle Royale has reached 1 million players on, well, it says on launch day. We talked a little bit about this before. Have any of you guys thought about trying it? Are you going to go ahead and download it? A lot of people that play PUBG religiously are, they're praising this iteration from these guys. So, what do you guys think? I mean, it's kind of crazy too because PUBG is about to come to the X, and you're gonna have to pay for it, but you can play a PUBG Lite deal right now for free. So, what you guys think about that?
Well, I'm super hyped for PUBG. I'm gonna buy that the day that's available. I don't really game on PC. It's just I'm a console guy. I have a gaming laptop. I have an Alienware, so I can, but it just doesn't interest me. So I'm waiting on that. But in regards to the PUBG Lite, you know, Epic is smart, and I think that I think Bluehole did themselves a terrible disservice by talking about the mode that was in Fortnite, because you basically took the spotlight off of your game, which is obviously this. Like I think the last count was like 18 million or something like that. It's so ridiculous the amount of mind you, this game is in preview. And it's you know, it's sold 18 million. Could you imagine when it's a full on game what it's going to sell?
Right.
But I think Bluehole did themselves a terrible disservice by even mentioning it. They should have just simply sent out a tweet, "Hey, congratulations to Epic." And
Did
I
Epic have
they just kept their.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, I think.
Go ahead.
I think Bluehole should have kept their mouth shut. I agree with you, Boom.
Yeah.
You know, it's so stupid for them to even like say anything at all remotely, because I mean, they don't really kind of, it's not like they own the rights to, that kind of, game mode, because essentially that's what it is. It's just a game mode that they're playing and
Didn't
stuff.
Epic
So
help them?
Yes, they licensed their tech for the game. Yes, that's correct.
The Unreal Engine, huh? And it's like the Unreal Engine they leased to them.
What are they crying for then?
Yeah.
I mean they should have expected it.
I mean, but you gotta look at it like this here. Now think about it. You and your friends are doing something. You might come up with someone might be doing something. Your friend might be helping you, and then all of a sudden you look to the left, and he'd have put out his. Let's say you're doing an ice cream stand. You look to the left, and he'd have put out an ice cream stand. Now, if it had been anybody else put out an ice cream stand, you wouldn't have felt burnt about it. But by it was somebody that was right there with you, seeing what you was doing, helping you with what you was doing, and then all of a sudden, all the assets that y'all been working on. Or is it more of like you felt like you've been backstabbed? So of course, you know what I'm saying, in their feelings, they gonna say that that's what they did. They're gonna let it be known that these people stole this from us. Not they just can't, you know what I'm saying, somebody else just came in and just made a game similar to ours, but they was with us, so it was like a backstab that they did. So they pretty much putting out the how conniving these people are more than they just got a game that's duplicate what they have. So it's like letting the world know how conniving this company are. So it's like a double standard if you kind of look at on that situation. I mean that side of it too.
I understand that, and I guess from that, and I'll have to go back to what Artemis said. Like you don't have, I mean, there's no game mode that has any type of exclusivity. So they should have. I mean, there's a lot of people that's going to be doing this. This is not. This is only the beginning. You know, when you have success like this, people are going to copy it. That happens everywhere in any type of business. It happens.
Yeah.
So. And their mistake was bringing more light to it by talking about it, you know.
And that's why they had 1 million players playing that game.
Exactly.
To try it out, or maybe it could be a complete PR stunt where both companies are intertwined, and they know that controversy sells. I mean, that's rule number one in business. Controversy sales is gonna get people talking about their game. They working on the game together. I mean, it could be something bigger that we actually don't even much realize. We just thinking like, oh, this person did that, and they just said that. But if these are real business people, I'm just gonna have to give them the benefit of the doubt that they know exactly what they're doing. They know controversy sales. It could be a friendly competition that help that this game out because they both doing the same thing. And when they game get ready to come out for the consoles, it's gonna be a lot of talk still stirring up about it. So it's gonna be fresh in people's minds. So by them doing it, it's still a win-win situation because they're helping each other out in the overall look of it.
Yeah, they do help each other out. That's true. I mean, because both of them, we can go back and forth.
And it's going to keep them high.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I'm definitely going to try out the Fortnite. I mean,
yeah, I'm going to download it tonight.
Yeah. So
I ain't trying that trash out. I mean, I hated the game in general, and I'm all like, I see this, and I'm all like I like PUBG. PUBG's cool. I think it's going to be a great game when it comes to the X and when it comes to Xbox. But I mean, for me to even just go remotely go back into something like Fortnite, you'd have to like pay me to do it.
So what do you think about the art style on Fortnite? What do you think about the art
Oh
style
no,
of it?
that's cool. Like I like the art style. I mean, the art style looks
Yeah.
great. It's just the game in general. It's just not my style of game. I can't get into like building things, and
Yeah.
I'm not a Minecraft kind of guy.
I'm definitely
It's
gonna try it out. I guess Bowman, I have to get with you on that.
Oh yeah, definitely, dude. I mean, it's funny because if you look at Fortnite again, I agree with you. It's I'm not a building kind of a dude. I mean, I've tried Minecraft. It's just not my kind of thing. And Fortnite, I saw plenty of videos, and I almost pulled the trigger for $40, and I was like, I could add a couple of dollars to this and get some, like a real AAA game. So I didn't wind up getting it. But it's really funny how Fortnite was sold as, this hang out with your friends, build, stop the attacking creatures. And now they come out with this mode, which is literally an entire 180 from what they originally put out. And you know what's crazy? This mode, this is supposed to be like an add-on, is probably going to do better than than the original Fortnite would do.
That's true. You're gonna see some microtransactions going on in this mode.
Oh, trust me. Again, like I said earlier, they're counting the money already.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. They're definitely especially with the 1 million players playing the game. I mean, just for that battle mode. I mean, they're gonna make some money. I think, if they can continue to generate that kind of buzz, even though it wasn't it wasn't really a good thing, that Blue Hole came to them and said that. But I think at the end of the day, it shows that Fortnite's kind of taking the high road and saying, hey, we're just gonna keep doing it and basically just kind of say fuck you to them without actually saying it. But we're gonna move on from that. Friday the 13th single player mode has no story. Why are they doing this to me?
Dude, let me tell you something. I was a $50 backer. I got a code for me and a good friend of mine. I was like, Friday 13th, I'm in, right? Just on the name. And when it came out, obviously it was a freaking buggy mess. It took me like a week to finally play a game. It's ridiculous. And when they finally got it, I don't want to say fixed. They got it working. Let's just say that. And they said, okay, we're the single player campaign is going to be coming out. I was like, okay, I'll play that because at least myself and I'm going to worry about in the middle of a match and I'm floating over a house or something. That's fine.
Right.
And when this got canceled, let me tell you something, dude. If someone does a giant class action suit against them, I'm gonna sign up for that because I feel burned.
Yeah, when I saw this, I just started laughing. I'm like, are they serious? They got people to buy in. They got people to help them out. On the Kickstarter, just like you said you did. And they with the expectation that a story was coming, and now you're gonna get a single player with no story. Like, where they do that at? That's what I'm looking at it like. Are you serious? How is it even gonna be? What is it gonna be? Something wave based, or are you just gonna run from Jason the entire time? Like, what is going on?
Yeah, I don't think they've even said what they're gonna do. I mean, they just kind of hinted at it a little bit here and there, and they said that the Friday the 13th movies aren't really known for their narrative and stuff like that. I'm all like, but they had a story, like there was a story there at least,
Yeah.
They could have done something.
It's just an excuse.
It's just
they basically took the money and ran, man. They really did.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, I think they took the money and ran too. But what kind of story? Think about it. What kind of story could you actually did? Like, you the camper and you come to the campsite to go camping, and the Nightfall coming.
Well,
Jason Hunt Jr.
it's a video game too, man. They could have just had Jason and then built up something a little different around him. And games do that all the time. I think this is just an excuse. You know what I'm saying? It's just a poor excuse.
I mean, obviously they had a plan, right? I mean, when they did the Kickstarter for this, they said, okay, it was pitched as 1v7, right? And you're like, okay, this is dope because I can hang out with 8 people in the chat and we're gonna have a good old time. And then they came out and were like, okay, but besides that, we're gonna have an original Friday the 13th single player campaign. And I was like, whoa, okay, I'm in. Here's my money. And obviously we know what happened. I mean, like, I'm getting hyped talking about it, and I can't stand that company now.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
So they had an idea. They had pen to paper. Or they're just really good businessmen because they duped me. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I think before this was going to be a Friday the 13th, before they got the Friday the 13th license, I remember it being like a game where you're in a high school and you're kind of like being chased by a killer, and you have places to hide, and there's just like it just seemed more. I don't know. It seemed like that could have had a story to it. And then they got the license to Friday the 13th, and then they just almost as if they were like, screw it. We're just gonna have people get killed, and then come out with a single player campaign later and never do a story. Like just have people play as Jason, and then they kill people. That's all they're good. That's probably what it's gonna be.
Yeah, you're probably right. You're simply just going around, and it's just gonna be like. Okay, counselor 1, kill them. And what happens when you kill them all? Do you just walk around the woods and hope that someone, shows up?
Yeah, right. Exactly. So we'll see what they do with it. I mean, I honestly can't see this game going any further than what it already has. I mean, I liked it when it came out. It was fun, from what I played, but I mean, could
you just imagine though if a AAA developer would have got their hands on this and did this right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It would have been a different story. I think there would have been an actual story. We probably would have actually gotten a single player campaign in the beginning. But yeah, now it's just it's wasted. It's a wasted license basically.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you know what? Now it's a damaged one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you could tell it was going to be big just by the sales of Friday the 13th. I mean, the game didn't hardly work because I think it was more so because it was more people there than they expected to be there. So it was a hit.
Yes, it definitely was. Absolutely. Yeah.
All they had to do was work right. All they had to do was deliver on all of their promises, which they didn't do. So
no, they didn't do it. So we're going to move on from that and talk about Assassin's Creed Origins. It's getting a non-combat mode. So basically what you're going to be doing is running around, not doing any combat. But it's going to have like an educational twist to it where you're going to be learning about ancient Egypt and all the, about the pharaohs and about Cleopatra and all those things. What do you guys think of this? Are you guys excited for that? I mean, is it something that you guys would actually, play just to kind of see what it's all about? What do you guys think?
I mean, it's interesting, but a big part of the reason is because I want the combat, so.
Right, yeah. Exactly. I agree with you on that. I mean, it's one of those things like no combat.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Now, my thing is, like, are they going to just give you completely different content in this mode? Are you going to get deeper story in this mode? Because then that would kind of upset me. Like, I want the deeper story in the actual, regular game mode. So,
honestly, I think this is something that they could have just put in, like, like almost like you know how that in Assassin's Creed games they have like you know character you know the character list. They have like the bios of the characters and stuff.
Right.
They could have just done that, you know, instead of you know making this whole entire like game mode just to explore and learn things about ancient Egypt.
Now, is
It's-
it
it's-
third person based, or is it like a walking simulator where you're looking through first person?
I don't know. I don't think I,
Because
I-
here-
they,
here-
they
here's
haven't
the
really.
thing.
Third person based.
Well, I mean, listen, we're not paying anything extra for it, so you know, no one can get mad that oh my god, I can't believe they're adding a mode. This is ridiculous. I'm not buying the game. You know, I mean, listen, if you want to play that mode, hey, it's there for you to play. I mean, is it interesting? I think it's interesting. I don't think anyone is really gonna use it, but if you're like a dad who has small kids, and you kind of want to show them something on the you know, you got your your new Xbox One X, looks gorgeous. You're running
Yeah.
4K 60, and you're like, hey, listen, you know, I don't want to show them me cutting someone's head off, so that's probably not good for little Johnny. But maybe he wants to look around ancient Egypt. I mean, again, it's you know, the stars would have to align for that to really happen. So, you know, no one's probably going to play it, but the fact that the mode's in there is interesting enough.
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, like you said, with parents, I think this is going to be something that they're going to be able to, you know, especially if they're gamers, they're going to be able to take this and utilize it with their kids because, you know, you don't want your kids like seeing blood and stuff like
Right,
that.
right. Yeah.
That's true.
Some parents don't mind, but you know, when they're really young, I don't think you know that kind of thing should be shown to children. But you know, this whole non-combat mode is kind of cool. You know, I think
they can market it too.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, they could definitely. You know, it kind of had this like what's it called? What's that educational
PBS.
that education? Yeah, PBS. Yeah, it had that like PBS type of feel to it, like it was gonna, you know, reading Rainbow, you know, something like that. It was gonna, you know, I was
He
just
said
like,
reading Rainbow.
Have a good feeling to it.
you know,
Magic School bus.
yeah, I thought I was like, oh, it's gonna have this, you know, and I think it will cater to more like children and stuff. But we'll see.
Yeah, and you can market it and
Yeah,
you can
it
sell it
looks-
to people. Be like, hey, look, we got this educational part for the kids to be able to check this out. I mean, it's an excuse to buy the game where you can play all the blood and guts that you want, but then you can say, look, I got this educational part for the kids. So it's just a proof of thought for just saying, hey, is it extra an excuse for you to be able to go buy? You know, a lot of people like, I want to get this game, but then you know when people start giving you reasons to get it, then it gets you more excited or hyped up to get it just for more reasons to get it. That's all it is. It's good to have.
That's true.
Exactly. Yeah, I think, you know, it'll be a good thing. And plus, you know, like Boop said, we're not going to be paying for it, so it's free.
Mooching.
Yeah,
Hashtag mooching.
Yeah.
But speaking on something that was supposed to be free, Shadow Wars DLC sends Warner Bros. Into retreat mode. Now, if you guys don't know the original story was that they were going to give out this DLC for free, and they were going to put all the contributions that I think if people wanted to, like, I guess
Well,
Hello? Contribute.
Yeah, if they were gonna don't. It was. If I'm recalling the story correctly, it was one of the devs passed away from cancer, which was really
Right.
sad. And the deal they were gonna immortalize the guy by putting him in the game. And I believe the DLC was going to be sold, but all the money except for a certain amount was going to go to the family, and people really kind of got bent out of shape because of it.
which
I mean, that's
I
an
don't
honorable thing,
understand.
though.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah, but-
understand why they would do that. Like, why did they just like allow this to happen? Because I mean, it's going to a good cause. You know, it's going to this guy's family and who died of cancer. You know, like I don't understand what gamers were thinking on this one. But I mean,
I just think
Well,
that
no,
people were bent out of shape because of all the. You got to remember that this came out right after all of the DLC shenanigans, which again, I don't
right.
I don't see what the big deal is. If you don't want DLC and the microtransactions, then just don't buy them.
well, I think
Exactly.
it was more like the money, the portion of the money that you know gamers thought that was going to go to the family was not actually going to the family. Like they
Oh,
were
that's
going to
bad.
profit off of this. Yeah.
That's
So,
terrible.
and that's where the big backlash came from, because they they first put it out there as like some type of philanthropic thing for this guy's family because he was part of the I think he was part of the development of Shadow of War, and so they want to kind of make him immortal in the game, and but you were going to pay for that. They would put it in as DLC, which gamers were saying, why are you charging for it? Why don't you just give portions? Why don't you just put them in the game and then, give some of the proceeds from the sales of the game to the family? But they were trying to profit off of the DLC.
That's disgusting. I got to be
Yeah,
honest with you.
and that was the issue. Yeah. So, I mean, gamers were
Okay.
right this time around. I mean, Warner Brothers, they shouldn't have done that, but they were being greedy.
Yeah, that shouldn't have happened. Yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from now, and that definitely shouldn't have happened at
Yeah,
all.
it put a bad taste in my mouth when I heard about it. But I'll tell you the truth. With Shadow of War, they have been making a lot of missteps coming on the back of a game that was really, really good that they didn't really have to do much to just improve upon slightly.
Yeah, I agree.
Hmm.
But
They
they have
definitely
Yeah.
been
shot
making
themselves in the foot.
right. They've been making a lot of missteps. So sometimes you just got to get out of the way. And Warner Brothers has really been messing this thing up here lately.
Now, do
For
you think
that
that's
game.
going to deteriorate? Now, do you think that's going to deteriorate from the sales and from the reviews of the game? Because you think that this game's going to be, maybe not a good game because of the fact of what they've been doing.
Well,
Um,
You know,
uh, go ahead, Choco.
now I would just say, to me, look like it's just gonna be more pushing it more on people's backlog. So like it's still gonna sell, people still gonna buy it, it's still gonna get a lot of sales. But I think a lot of people gonna say, well, I got this game coming out, this game coming out. Which game I'm gonna play first? Okay, well, I get this game here. Well, I pick up Shadow War later, and then that game is gonna sell. But I don't the most all this bad stuff is not helping the game, and it's actually making gamers pushing it further on their backlog where it's was going to gradually just kill his sales in the end because it's not going to be talked about in a good way and people ain't going to be really interested. They still going to play it because it's on the strength of the first one, but
Right.
right.
I don't really see this game doing too well. Not this year.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's the thing. It might, we don't really know what this game's going to be like. If it's going to be, because I mean you could see all you want in videos and things like that, but you don't really know until you get the game in your hands, and actually play it. So it might not do well, it might sell, but like you said, it's going to be in people's backlogs, I think, as well.
Right.
It just, I can't believe they keep doing this to themselves, man. It's like one thing right after the other, man. They just keep going on and on with that, like screwing themselves over with this game, and it's
Yeah.
not good, especially with the microtransactions and this whole debacle. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I
it's
can't believe
definitely
that
you
they're
don't
doing that.
kind of want this press. They say good or bad press is good press.
Mhm.
Not for when you're trying to launch a game. That's that I have to disagree with that. I think that this is going to launch your title.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely. So Anthem is getting a beta, but it's not coming anytime soon, apparently. So it kind of worries me. It do you guys think that they might push it till maybe fall of next year, or do you think?
I thought it was
maybe
coming
they'll
in
put it
fall
shape-
anyway. I got to be honest with you. I think the game is very ambitious, but they have been working on it for a long time.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah.
They
Now,
said
do you think that?
it was coming spring, but I've always thought like, no, that game is not gonna make it spring. That game's gonna be fall. Plus, you gotta think if Red Dead Redemption hits spring,
Yeah, you don't want to be anywhere near that.
you don't
Yep.
want to be in the way of that. So I think it's gonna be a fall game too.
Yeah, that game had fall written all over it. When I seen it, whatever they said, date sounded like the Charlie Brown's mama. Won't fall of next year.
See now, I have to differ with you guys because I think it may actually push into 2019. Actually,
That's always a possibility. I mean, you don't know because it is a new title. It's a new IP.
right?
But this is the reason why the A team who's working on it didn't do any work on the latest Mass Effect, and we know how that turned out.
Right.
So they've been
That's
at
true.
this.
Right.
They've been at this for a long time. But listen, I say this: you don't want to launch a bad game, especially a new IP. And remember, everyone that's been touting this as the Destiny killer. You don't want to come in vanilla Destiny on this. So if it's got to be delayed to make it right,
Yeah, you can just go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if I was that game, I'll try to get fuzz I possibly can away from that title. I mean, a lot of people call it a Destiny killer. When I first seen it, the first thing I said was Destiny killer. But they need to differentiate themselves from Destiny, so when people play it, they don't have to live up to the expectations of Destiny players. They needed to find their own lane, make their own way, and show. That's why the demo, even though it might be coming late next year, but they need to show why it's different, why it's its own unique game. That way, people won't keep comparing it to Destiny, because if they keep getting compared to Destiny, that could be something that can kill it. Because I ain't never seen a game that they said was the killer of the game, besides for the games that got killed by the game that they said it was the killers of.
Right.
Yep.
Exactly. So I mean, that's the thing. Like I can't. I don't really know with Anthem. I mean, from what I've seen, it looks great. It looks like a good game. Graphically it looks good, but we haven't seen any story. We don't know anything about the game really. We just know what the game really kind of entails and what it looks like. It's just, is this game, like you guys said, is it going to kill Destiny? It's going to be hard. It's going to be an uphill battle, and I have to agree with Triple Cup Chuck when he said, the whole, this game has to be different from Destiny. It has to show what it can do, and it has to have a story. It has to have a better story than what Destiny did. And that's the thing. I
mean, it is the OG BioWare team that's doing it. You know what I'm saying? So that gives me hope that we're going to have a massive story.
Yeah, and I think the story will be good because, like you said, it's the OG, people who made Mass Effect. But, it has to be its own breed, of MMO. It has to be like, considering it has to be almost like Mass Effect in story and probably even in gameplay a little bit. Because of the fact that, it almost seems kind of similar because, you're in a suit, you're shooting things, you're shooting aliens. Feels Mass Effect like.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely had from the trailer. It gave me the old Mass Effect vibes.
Might be the same universe.
It might be.
Cool.
Yeah.
That actually would be kind of dope. I'm not gonna lie.
It might actually be. But yeah, we'll see what Anthem does. It should be a good game, hopefully. But that is it for this evening, folks. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I had a lot of problems over here on my end with the internet and people saying they can hear me and then they could hear me. But we're going to do our outros now. So I'm gonna start with Mr. Boomstick. Where can we find you, man?
Hey, well, listen, first and foremost, it was an absolute honor and a pleasure to hang out with you guys this evening. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate that. You can find me on Twitter at Mr. BoomstickXL. If you follow me, I will follow you. I enjoy talking with the community. So if you see, you can hit me up on Xbox Live. Same thing, Mr. BoomstickXL. You can find me on Crossfire Podcast with Mooch, Crap, and the Gang. Friday night at 7 p.m. on YouTube. And on Wednesday, I'm on a small little podcast, which is getting notoriety. Coffee, Casuals, and Consoles at 10:30 a.m. On Wednesdays.
Nice. Triple Cup Chuck, where can we find you, man?
All right, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all for having me back on here again. And I promise if y'all leave me a message on the Xbox, I'm not intentionally ignoring it. Sometimes it just be on. I might be gone to the stuff, anything. But when if I see it, if I make note, I'm hitting you back. So but anyway though, you can find me on the Xbox. You can leave me a message. I will respond. Maybe not instantly. Or you can find me at Twitter. You can find me on YouTube doing my thing, you know, talking noise, talking trash. You can find me on GRG on Fridays. And you can find me with Kano with Gamer Section Podcast on Mondays. And you know, this boy Triple Cup Chuck, and I just like to have fun and play games and talk about games. And appreciate y'all having me out here. I'd have had a good time. I'm finna get hyped. I'm finna get on the game in a few minutes.
Definitely, man, definitely. Sir M. Baines, where can we find you?
Xbox, PlayStation, M Baines 99. Definitely find me on Destiny. I'll be there all the time. And that's it. We appreciate having Boom and Triple Cup. Really appreciate
it. We definitely appreciate you guys coming on tonight.
I enjoyed myself.
It was a blast, even with the technical difficulties. But I was your host for the evening, Dark Optimus. You can find me on Twitter at Dark Optimus. You can also find me on Xbox Live with the same name. If you guys don't know, we are looking for a fourth member. For a little podcast. So if you guys want to come on and try it out, that'd be cool too. You know, just, you know, tell me, hey, you know, I kind of want to try it out just to see what it's all about. But also you guys, you know, if you guys like this, hit that like button and subscribe, because we really do appreciate it. You know, it lets us know that you guys actually do like watching our stuff and listening to our stuff. So and we'll continue to keep giving you guys content like this every week. And we're out, people. Have a good night.
Later, brother.
Later. Out. And we still live.
Always live.